guys, and welcome into my top 10 games of all time.
Haha, we need to get no. Ow. Haha, we meet again, Jamie Gray.
Who the hell are you?
What do you mean? I am the internet troll. I go around the internet scavenging for videos to comment badly on, and you are next.
What do you mean? No, you don't take down my channel, mate, alright? Look, go away, alright, internet troll? Just piss off. Number 10. So number 10 on my list is Black.
Racist.
Oh, shut up. My aching heart. Still alive. Die already. Number 10 is Black. This game came out on PlayStation 2 and Xbox and was one of my favourite ever games. It's the best shooter I've ever played, and you're seeing right now the graphics are lovely in this game. It was explosive, fun, and had a okay story. The cutscenes were all live action, which was one of the first games that I knew that did that really well. I know that of course Wing Commander games back in the day did, and there's been quite a few, like Need for Speed has tried doing like real life cutscenes, but this did like real life cutscenes and everything else quite well. And the story was interesting. It had the main character who was tried to take down a terrorist, but was kind of corrupted and kind of like turned on, and it's very interesting. And the gunplay in this game is amazing. It's by the people who made Burnout, so you can kind of imagine the amount of explosions and cool things that happen in this game, and I really love it. I don't think I'd be into first-person shooters if I hadn't played Black, because I absolutely despise the idea of first-person shooters until I played it. And then I moved on to Modern Warfare 1. So yeah, this is probably my favourite game in terms of first-person shooter. It just does everything you want in a first-person shooter so well, and there's nothing I can say bad about the game at all. So yeah, number 10, Black. Number 9, Mafia 2. Mafia 2. Man, I absolutely adore this game. It's a weird one. This is kind of a list that is going to get some hate from people, because I don't have some games on here that most people think about, but of course it's my personal opinion. And Mafia 2 really hit home for me, because I grew up with my father, who is very into the 50s scene and who absolutely loves that kind of stuff. So I grew up surrounded by 50s everything. So for me, this game really kind of pulled me in due to the music and the story and the characters and just the setting of Empire Bay. Just really blew my mind. It's probably one of my favourite games for music. The soundtrack they had in this game was absolutely amazing, including like Buddy Holly, Eddie Cochran, Fats Domino, just a whole list, Frank Sinatra, a whole list of people who are just amazing. And I think it just shows that people need to hear other music, because I think that in every game now it's all new stuff, and it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I want to hear some older stuff. And they do it sometimes, in like when they go back to like 40s kind of games. But Mafia 2 did it really well, and I know a lot of people who have now discovered 50s music from playing that game. The gameplay was really nice, the cars were really good in the game, they looked very nice, the graphics were brilliant actually, really nice for a game that wasn't like put down as one of the biggest games of the year. This is my 2010 favourite game. I absolutely adored it, and yeah, so Mafia 2 gets my number 9 spot. I play that crap like every other day, so I think it deserves it. Number 8. So, number 8 may not surprise anyone, although actually I'd never talked about it in any of my videos. It's Shadow of the Colossus. I picked up this game on the HD collection. This is kind of, I'm trying to work out if this should be the PS2 version or the HD collection. Well, I'm going to go with the HD collection, because that's the one I've played. I never played it when it was on PS, so I really wanted to, but it was very hard to find actually in Game Station and stores like that. So I never was able to pick it up, and I was always quite sad. I picked it up though a couple of years ago now on PS3 in high definition, and the game amazed me. Ico not so much, so I won't talk about that, but Shadow of the Colossus did a few things that I had never seen in the game before. The idea that when you start climbing these gigantic beasts, the music kicks in and it makes you feel like such a badass just blew my mind. It was one of those coolest things. I mean, listen to this music. You know, I don't think any other game has music that did that for me. I don't think there's any other game that the music just amazed me and stunned me, and the size of these beasts that you were trying to climb on, and the size of the Colossi, it is just incredible. You kind of like look at them and you think, oh, they're not that big, and you walk closer and you can see just the immense size of them. I mean, you're still walking and they're still getting bigger, and it's, I don't know how they did it, to be honest, on PS2, I really don't. San Andreas I thought was pushing it, but they beat that in terms of size. Shadow of the Colossus, it's so sad as well. The story in that game was just really sad, and it kind of made me want to play Ico and stuff like that. I did play a bit of Ico, I didn't like it as much, so I kind of ruined it. If I played Ico first, I may have enjoyed it a bit more, but I was constantly thinking, this isn't Shadow of the Colossus. So Shadow of the Colossus, I definitely recommend picking up for anyone who hasn't ever played it. And it's one of those games that I completed 2 or 3 days after I got it, and I went all the way through it. And there's still stuff I had never seen in the game that I found out recently. So I want to go back to that at some point and play that. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is my number 8. Number 7. Burnout 3 Takedown. Can't really put it any more simply. I mean, Burnout 3, oh my god, best racing game ever. My dad bought this for me ages ago when it first came out on PS2. And I remember doing a coursework at school on it. It was advertisements, and they had the kind of posters and everything. And Burnout 3 was there. It was one of the posters. There was a female magazine's perfume poster, and there was Burnout 3's poster. And I chose the Burnout 3 poster because I knew about the game and I really wanted to play it. And looking at that poster, I always thought, oh my god, I can't wait to buy this. And my dad bought it for me. And I got it home and I played it to death. The music in this game, the soundtrack is fantastic. I can't think of any bad song in here. Lazy Generation, Over the Counter Culture. There's so many songs in this game that just made me feel like such a badass while blowing through everyone, just like ramming. Taking down. The cutscenes when you took someone down were amazing, and I think they kind of touched upon it in Hot Pursuit a couple of years ago, but I don't think any game since then has really done it that well. I mean, there was Burnout Revenge and Burnout Domination, but Dominator I think it was, but those games I never really enjoyed. They kind of ruined it with Burnout Revenge. They really ruined it because they had kind of oncoming traffic. Well, it was going in the same direction as you traffic you could hit. It made the game less challenging, and I really was disappointed with that. So Burnout 3 Takedown is definitely my favourite, just for the amount of destruction you could do. The graphics were really nice on PlayStation, and I absolutely adore this game. I recommend this to anyone. The online now I think is closed down, so you won't be able to go online in it anymore, but just the single player is immense, and I love it. Burnout 3 Takedown, my favourite racing game ever. Number 6. So, number 6 on my list. Well, I like myself some Mega Drive. I love myself some Mega Drive. And or Genesis here in the States. And my favourite game on there, back in the 90s, was Streets of Rage 2. This is probably one of the first games I played actually on the Genesis. And it holds true to a fighting game. It's so good. I've gone through it multiple times through the years, and I can't get enough of it. Every time I play it, I'm constantly getting hooked again. There's 3 characters: Blaze, kid. I think there was a kid. There was a kid with the roller skates, and there was the bog standard Ryu looking guy. And I always went for Blaze because she had awesome powers and kicks and stuff, and she was really cool. And this game just amazed me in terms of the gameplay and how it worked, and the amount of levels there were. The difficulty didn't ever feel too much, but when the bosses came, you knew there was difficulty there, and it was fair difficulty. If you didn't win it, you didn't win it because of you, not because of the game, which I think most games now kind of lose out on. I really like the graphics in this. They're very nice. You could kind of kick boxes and find fruit, and there was pie, cake you could find. There was also like turkey you could get. The bosses like ranged from tentacle kind of creatures to a guy who threw knives to a wrestling guy, and it kind of all like came together. I mean, there was even one level, probably my least favourite level of the game, although the coolest level, was the baseball court level, and that had you on a baseball court, and the whole kind of stadium thing kind of like turned into a gigantic circle and just went down like a lift, and you had this big guy who wore a baseball shirt and baseball cap who try and kill you. He was annoying. Just the memories I have from that game, I think I don't have any other memories from any other game that much. It was my childhood, this game, and I love it. And I recommend you picking it up. Go on Xbox Live Arcade, go on PSN, download it. It's only about £3. Download this game because you need it in your collection if you are a true gamer. Number 5. Number 5 on my list is something that you guys who watch my channel know quite a bit about. This is Goldeneye. No, it's number 5. It isn't the N64 version. This is the reloaded version. I did really enjoy the Wii. I was really taken by surprise actually by the Wii version. It was actually very, very good, and is probably my ultimate Wii game. But when Reloaded came out, I had to have it because I liked the high definition upgrade they did. The graphics were amazingly good on the Wii anyway. I don't even think it needed an upgrade, to be honest. It looked nice, but I loved how the guns felt. I loved the story. And I really enjoyed. My favourite level, of course, is the club level, as I've told you guys before. And it may surprise you that it's so far up the list, and it really made me want to play it. And it's probably one of those games that I come into thinking, I want to play Goldeneye, you know. And it's not very often I feel like I want to play a game. And it's not even like I have to. It's like I want to. I have that urge to play it. And even when you dream about a game, you know it's a good game, and that's one of the ones I did. I dreamt that I was playing it, and then I wake up in the morning and be like, I want to play it now. Goldeneye Reloaded, PS3, Xbox 360. The voice actors were, of course, all the original cast, and the story was interesting. The missions were diverse, put you in diverse places. The guns felt really nice. I loved kind of like the P99, which was actually probably my favourite gun. And there was all different kind of Uzi, stuff like that, and submachine guns. Just buy it, really. Of course, the original does hold a place in my heart, but it doesn't come up on the list. This one really, you know, made me think about gaming and made me think, wow, that was actually really good. Yeah, so there it is, Goldeneye, my surprise one, I think. This is my number 5. Number 4. So, my number 4 is a game I played with my dad quite a bit as a kid, growing up. PlayStation 1. This is after we had the Mega Drive. Well, naturally we still had the Mega Drive, but we moved to PlayStation 1. We moved up in the world when everyone else was on PS2. And this is the game I played with him most, and I have really good fond memories of my dad playing this. And this is Dino Crisis 2. Dino Crisis 2 is amazing. It has same as Streets of Rage. It has I have those memories of it. And Dino Crisis 1 was a great game, but it was too puzzly for my liking. It was very Resident Evil. What they did with Dino Crisis 2 was made it more arcadey and more shotgunny. So you just blast through these dinosaurs, but there was still puzzle elements. The game still had kind of a camera that controlled itself. You know, when you walked past a certain point, the camera would change angle. Very Resident Evil, and of course it's made by Capcom. One of my favourite moments, one of the moments I loathe in the game, is where you have to catch a little bastard dinosaur, little tiny dinosaur who has your key card. I spent hours trying to do that section, and I don't know if I can find footage of it to put in this video, but it was one of my most loathing moments of that whole game. Although it's probably one of my favourite and one of the ones I think about. The ending was so sad. Basically, Regina was the main character who went on from Dino Crisis 1. Basically, the scientific factory, the scientific place had been kind of put back in time to the dinosaur period. And what happened is Regina went through with some army guys, including Dylan, who's the new kind of the second main character, because he plays two main characters in this game. And Dylan and Regina get sent into the past, and they have to try and sort out what happened, find out what happened, then get back. And along the way, they find like these survivors who are like these girls who fire discs. It's very Tron. And one of these girls gets captured by Regina and actually turns out to be Dylan's daughter, and it's like future, it's all mixed up, and it's very kind of like, what? And I love the characters, I love the story, and the ending is really sad because Regina gets sent back to the future. Great film. And what happens with Dylan and his daughter, they end up getting killed, and he ends up staying back to be with her. Which is one of the moments I cried in a game, I think. It was one of those moments where I thought, wow, for a story to do that really, really touched me in a lot of ways. And it's one of my favourite gaming moments, and saddest. Dino Crisis 2, PS1, buy it on the PlayStation Store. And there were some really good on-turret scenes as well, which I don't like turret on rails scenes, but they did it really well with the because they had like this boat thing they drove on quite a few of the missions, and you had to try and take down these kind of like Loch Ness monster looking dinosaurs and pterodactyls, and that scene was quite fun. So yeah, Dino Crisis 2, that is my number 4. Yeah, so there you go. Number 3, Pokemon Silver. Oh my god, Pokemon Silver. This game is my childhood. This is a game I went to school and played with my friends. This is the only game I think I played with my friends at school, because of course the Game Boy was a humongous hit. When everyone else was playing with yo-yos and and togs, we had the Game Boys, and we were the cool kids because we had Game Boys. I had a little Game Boy Pocket. And, I had Pokemon Silver, and of course Pokemon Silver is my favourite Pokemon game of all time. Soul Silver wasn't as good. I didn't like the fact that the Pokemon's follow you, so that is not on my list. But Pokemon Silver, the original Game Boy Color version, amazing. I mean, one of the main reasons is the battle music. Yeah. Fucking cool, right? I know. And it made you feel like such a badass. You're on your last Pokemon, you had 3 left, and you had 1 last potion. What did you do? And it was that kind of like on the edge of your seat gaming. I don't think anything else is done. And it was one of those moments where you would like hit him with sleep powder and it wouldn't hit, and then you hit him again and it would, and then you could obliterate him. And the tide of the battle would turn within 1 Pokemon. And that really, really kind of took me by surprise as a kid, because I didn't know any games that did that. And the strategy involved in Pokemon, everyone thinks this Pokemon is kind of a kid's game. It really isn't. There's a deep strategy to that game. It's not random. And when you have that moment when you're going up against like the 4 at the end of the champions, then you have that moment of thinking, I'm gonna kick their ass, and you have to do it again and again and again to do it. And it's one of those gaming moments where I thought, wow. And I actually completed Pokemon Silver. It's the only one I think I've ever completed, apart from Ruby. Ruby I completed as well. So yeah, it was kind of a hard decision actually between Silver and Ruby, because Ruby I loved as a kid as well. But Silver is my favourite Pokemon game and my number 3. Number 2. So yeah, we're 1 away now from number 1. Number 2, may not surprise anyone. And anyone that knows me, anyone that watches my channel, anyone that knows me in life, knows that this game shaped me. This game made me want to become a wheelman. This is Driver. Driver 1, to be exact. Now, with this series, I love them all. You may think that Driver 3 is my least favourite, but actually it's Driver 2. I didn't like Driver 2. I don't know what it was about the gameplay. How he walked was terrifying, although Driver 3 wasn't much better. I didn't like Driver 2. Driver 3 I really loved. The physics in the game were amazingly good for PlayStation 2. The damage was really good. I think it was let down by the walking sections, but there wasn't that many, I don't think. I can't remember there being that many. All I ever did was drive around. So I never really had the issue everyone else did. But yeah, Driver 1 is my favourite out of the Driver series, because of course I'm only doing one game from each series. Believe me, otherwise this would just be GTA. Driver 1, the story was great. The cutscenes were okay. I didn't get past the first section. That flipping car park had me. No, I did get past it, and I played quite a few missions in, and I have seen the ending. But I don't think, it was one of those games I never actually fully completed. But it's one of those games that I would play every day. I'd be on free roam, and I'd be in San Francisco jumping those hills in my nice black Caprice looking car, and I would have a barrel of fun, a barrel of laughs basically. That game was amazingly fun. The physics, again, amazingly good for PlayStation 1. There was a lot of popping cuts, a lot of popping scenery, like trees and stuff, and people. The people did annoy me slightly that you couldn't run them over, but I think that was part of its charm. And then of course they brought that back from Driver San Francisco. If I had to play any driving game, then this wouldn't be it. And of course I'll get to that in number 1. But I definitely recommend Driver. Driver 1 itself I wouldn't pick as the best Driver. Driver, in terms of driving, Parallel Lines or San Francisco are a lot better in terms of their physics and handling. Driver was very, very unforgiving, and the fact that your car could just spin out from tapping a curb or just nudging a wall and the whole car would spin out is very unrealistic, and did annoy me as a child playing that. And trying to get away from the cops was also quite annoying. I think Driver Parallel Lines was the best for its terms of cop chases, because Driver San Francisco was very, very brutal, and so was 1. And I think that the best cops were in Parallel Lines, and Parallel Lines really does hold a very special place in my heart. And I loved it, and the story was amazing. But yeah, Driver 1, in terms of memories and in terms of my childhood, Driver 1 is my favourite. Is my number 2, because it's the one everyone says, hey, you should put this in your number 10, and it is. It's number 2. So we move on to number 1. Number 1. So my number 1. This wasn't a hard choice for me, because, well, it's number 1, and it's the game that anyone asks me what your favourite game is of all time, this is it. Vice City. Yeah, Vice City places you as the character Tommy Vercetti, and in the 80s in Miami. Well, Vice City. And it was one of those games that I had as a child. My dad got it for me on PlayStation 2. It was the first game I ever had on PlayStation 2. He traded in the Sega Mega Drive and the PlayStation 1 to get some money off this PlayStation 2 on Vice City, and he brought it home one day after school, and I was like, oh my god, amazing. And I played the crap out of it. I wasn't 18, no I wasn't, but it's 10 years ago today that the game came out, which blows my mind. I must have been 11 when this game came out. I was 11. So I had Vice City when I was 11, and this game, the music, the characters, the story, the plot, the driving, the gunplay, a lot better than, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3's. were just amazing. And I can't think of any faults with this game at all. And I'm very nitpicky with games. I will pick up on the smallest thing. Nothing in this game. Everyone seems to have difficulty with the one of the last missions with Lance Vance, and I can't remember it being too difficult. I don't know why. I played this through on completion on my own, and then I played it through on completion with my brother, which I remember doing a couple of years ago now. And I really don't remember that mission as being one of those ones I hate. And it's on everyone's list of hardest missions ever, and I'm gonna have to play it again to see, just to see how bad it really was. But there was a few missions in there which I loved. The love fist in the limousine, where there's a bomb in it and you have to keep over a certain speed, and they're bloody going on trying to fix it with their British Cockney accent. It's hilarious and one of my funniest moments in a game. And then you have missions where my least favourite missions was the one with the helicopter in the building. You had to place bombs with this little RC helicopter. That was the one I remember as being my most hated and most difficult mission. I didn't like it. Maybe it was the controls of the helicopter, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it at all. So that one kind of is my loathing mission in the game. But the music, I think, shaped my love for 80s music. I don't think I would have loved 80s music as much as I did without it. Of course, I grew up on 50s, and I used to listen to a lot of 70s when I was growing up on radio, on Classic Gold, which it used to be back in Bath years and years ago. So I had kind of a 70s and a 50s, 60s kind of, so I had 3 eras down. But the 80s, I never really looked at, and then I played this game, and I now love it. Ultravox, Duran Duran, you know, two of my favourite bands are in this game. I don't know if Ultravox is, but it's one of those ones I remember, Vienna being one of my favourite. I can't remember which game it's in, but it's definitely in one of these kind of Grand Theft Auto ones. But yeah, my 80s, love for 80s was shaped by this game. And the swearing is quite bad in some missions, but I don't remember it being too awful. The guns are really nice. Of course, my dad's favourite was a katana because you could chop people's heads off. I love the chainsaw and the grenade, and it's the timed grenade, which was amazingly cool. Although if you had a certain cheat on, it would get jammed, and that was one of my least favourite moments. You cheated in this game. I cheated a hell of a lot. Pretty much all the time I had slow motion on, and I don't know why that was. I can't remember why. It just felt really fast otherwise. That's all I can remember. I can remember going, like, starting up the game and thinking, oh, it's too fast, I need to put on the cheat. And I can probably still remember that cheat. If you gave me a controller right now, I could probably still type in the weapon cheat and the slowdown time cheat and the health cheat, because those cheats just stick. It's like the Konami code, which I don't know. And as a gamer, that's worrying. I don't know the Konami code, but I have my alternative, and that is the slow motion cheat in the game. The ending is awesome. Think Scarface. There's a big betrayal at the end. Lance Vance just obliterates you. Tries to, and you end up taking him out, thank God. But it was one of those kind of twists I didn't see coming. And it's one of those twists in a game that I'm like, wow, okay, that was actually pretty damn cool. And it makes you feel like a badass. Tommy Vercetti, I always loved the character. In not many games, I don't really fall in love with the GTA game characters. I mean, CJ I couldn't connect with. The guy from GTA 3, Claude, I couldn't connect with at all. Same as the Vice City Stories character, I couldn't really connect with him, although he was kind of more good. He was probably one of the nicer characters in a GTA game. And the one that was in Liberty City Stories, no, I just couldn't connect with him at all. So Tommy Vercetti, I really could. He was funny, witty, and just downright awesome, and is one of my favourite gaming characters of all time. So yeah, Vice City is my number one. Buy it. Go out there, buy it. They're probably going to HD release this on PSN and Xbox Live at some point. Buy it then, because they've already released GTA 3, so I don't think Vice City is going to be too far behind. I don't know if it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, probably, annoyingly, but there you go. That's been my top 10 I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment down below with your top 10. Also check down below for a link to DJ Danger's competition he did. He did a set on DJing, and the link's down below for his video on that. I don't know much about DJing, but I guess he did a good job. Well done. Thumbs up. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. But until next time, that's me.